Hello everybody, my name is Christian Aldo and welcome to this edition of The Plastic General. In today's episode, we are going to be traveling around the North Atlantic looking for convoys and blowing them up with our U-boats. And all we have to do is watch out for the Royal Navy. So if you can swim and it sounds like fun, let's go to war. Fire! You can hear the music from Das Boot. I made this outfit to kind of look like the commander. I like the way these U-boat commanders all have these plaid shirts underneath their tunics. Look at that, a little bit of glue gun, some Gorilla Tape for the shoulder boards. What's going on there? See, look, just a little glue that on there. Some cheap like the binoculars for these guys were like this long, but this will have to do. Anyway, that being said, I even grew a beard for you guys, so I'd be more convincing. So let's get to it. I've been saying this for years, and I think that, you know, through the many videos that I've done, man, it's the big fantasy stuff. Navy is the coolest untouched. It's the coolest untouched subject in all of 132 World War II, but it's starting to get some traction. For example, there's 1/35th scale kits of the conning tower. I mean the big command tower of the Akagi. I'm going to be featuring that soon. The Akagi is the Japanese aircraft carrier, and a lot of 3D people are coming out with new naval figures and stuff like that. It's so cool. It's very Star Wars. But I'm going to show you my first big project. But, you know, I scored this little snap together model kit because it gives me a good reference. So when I build my 132 scale stuff, I have a good idea of what it looks like. But this is an early type. So this being shown, let's get to my 132 scale surfaced Type 7 U-boat, and it's a hybrid because I want the best of both worlds. Because this submarine came in two different versions. And here it is, right here. So here it is. This is, I'm going to give you you're going to get a full look at it. This is my very first, one of my very first scratch-built projects. It is a surfaced 132 scale U-boat. And how I did it was, I went online and I looked up how they made paper models. And so then I blew up the paper model patterns to 132 scale, and I just meticulously made it out of thin sheets of polystyrene that you can get from the hobby shop. Look at that! Look at the shoulder boards falling off. And these figures here, which I'll show you a close-up of those, these were given to the show by a friend of mine, Jim Maddox, out of New York, and special thanks to him, Jim Maddox, contributor to the Plastic General. Thank you, sir. So we're going to go over this ship. We're gonna do like a POV shot. I'm gonna tell you everything about it, how I did it. Okay, I want you to know that this surfaced U-boat comes out to a whopping 6.5, I think it's 7 feet. Okay, so in the early days of the U-boat, like they had the icebreaker thing on the top here. The U-boats had a gun, and then they had a smaller conning tower with maybe one anti-aircraft gun on the top, and that's it. But then the British Navy and the American navies, they started to get smart. And what they did is they started attacking the U-boats when they would surface. So the U-boats had to readjust. So what they did is they eliminated this icebreaker thing. They eliminated the deck gun. And then they put in a long snorkel that would go up so it could remain underwater. And then what they did is they enlarged the conning tower to accommodate lots of 37 millimeter anti-aircraft guns. They're 20 millimeter. Sorry, yeah, they're 20 millimeter anti-aircraft guns. But you know what? I wanted the best of both worlds. I really did. So I said, yeah, to accuracy, and I decided to, to have it all. So I made I have the bigger conning tower with all 4 anti-aircraft guns. But I also kept the deck gun because it's more fun for setups and stuff. I eliminated the snorkel, and I kept the thing in the front. Whatever. But anyways, this is my Type 7, and I love it, and you would too. And I'm going to show it to you in battle.
Look up there!
Okay, remember I was talking about the slow naval creep that's coming into our hobby? This is the creep. So, Border Models came out with a 1/35th scale middle section of the U-boat. Now, this is 1/35th scale, and this is a 1/32 scale figure, so not much of a difference. You can get away with it, and it works well. Now, this is the part that broke my heart. I don't know. It breaks my heart. And this is a message to you aftermarket people out there. This is how they released it. Somebody in their idiocy decided that people like me don't want the bow and the stern. They just want the middle section. And I heard it a million times in forums. So where's the rest of it? This kills me. I was always hoping, like, maybe they, in their idiocy, they felt that nobody had a shelf or nobody had a window ledge they could put the full length thing on. It breaks my heart because I've been wanting this my whole life. But anyway, I'm hoping that some 3D person or some aftermarket person will create the rest that connects to the front and the back, or maybe one day Border Models will come and release it. Because I would happily pay a couple $100 to get the front of it. So let's take a closer look at this thing, and but it's definitely worth getting. So here is a nice look at this early Type 7. And it's really cool. I did a few things, like I omitted some stuff because they built some stuff in there that you would never see once you molded it in. So like the hatch is open. you got a fantastic cannon. Here's the early style. Remember, I told you there were two styles of the deck layout for the Type 7s. So you have the great top of the conning tower. And of course, this hatch also opens up. And the model kit actually has a thing where you can go down into that. But what's the point? No one will be able to go in there. You won't be able to see it. It's a waste. So I kept the parts for something else. Now here, this was the defensive weapon of the thing before. 120 millimeter. Oh my God, that's so undergunned. And then you have the final hatch here. But look at this. They cut it off. They cut it off. Another fun detail is they included a torpedo, so you can do a setup of the guys loading a torpedo into the hull of the U-boat. Okay, so here it is. It's the Border Models Type 7 midsection of an early style, or the first style of the U-boat, the earlier half of the war, and it's highly recommended. And it's, you go on eBay, they're cheap. They're so cheap, I can't believe it. This is the greatest playset of all. Buy this and you will fall in love with naval warfare. Navy!
Target 500 meters away. Ready? Fire! Yes! Fire!
I swung to the side of the British. Okay. This is the British Swordfish Mk I. It's a aircraft carrier borne British torpedo plane. It was made a few years before the war, and it carries a torpedo underneath its underneath its fuselage, and it's a three-man plane. And oh, by the way, this plane was the one that was responsible for wounding the Bismarck, which eventually led to its destruction. So it's also used as a reconnaissance plane. So let's take a closer look at this thing. It's the Mk I, as I said. They eventually made a Mk II. It's a radial engine. It's got a radial here. Oh, the torpedo's underneath. Let's take a nice close look at that torpedo. And three-man crew. Obviously you have the pilot. Then you seem to have a navigator or radio guy. And then you have the tail gunner here. And I think he has some sort of Vickers, or it's that same kind of machine gun that was used on the British SAS Jeeps. And and it has a pretty big machine gun here on the right side of the fuselage. I don't know what caliber that is. And it's a cool plane. So there it is. The Swordfish Mk I in 1/32 scale by Trumpeter. Buy it or don't buy it. Buy the Mark II. Brrr.
That was a close one! We've softened up the U-boats in Sector 3, but we believe they may be surfacing straight ahead of you. Did you hear that, boys? Let's get ourselves a nasty U-boat.
Okay, for the next offering, I present to you by Italeri a 1/35th scale British Vosper torpedo boat. And we're going to have a close look at it, but I'm just going to tell you about it. Italeri did a fantastic job coming out with at least 10 different torpedo boats in their range. Basically, they did an Italian one. They've done the American Elco torpedo boat. They've done at least 3 different versions of the German E-boats, and now they've done 2 different versions of the Vosper torpedo boat. And they also came up with a figure set, and we're going to go into that, and then I'm going to show you how beautifully the 1/32 scale figures fit in here also. So let's take a close look at this thing. Okay, so let's take a nice close look at this cool Vosper. You have some hatches here to go below. You have some of these air horns here to catch air and to make circulation go around inside. You have the semi-armored bridge, control bridge. So a cool thing is you can either control the boat. You can either control the boat from up top, or if it's a rainy day, you can go down into this doorway here, and if you choose not to glue it down, there's a secondary bridge to control the boat. So here are the torpedoes, and they rest on these rollers here, and I guess you can load them up like this, and then the torpedo fires out the front of the tube. Let's see if I can grab it. Ha! I can't. Let me push my finger in there. Okay, it's shy. Look at that little nipple there. And it fires out and can destroy anything it needs to destroy. Okay, let's move on. So you got the double Vickers anti-aircraft gun. But I gotta say, it's kind of a weak armament compared to the German E-boats. Weak. 2 dainty machine guns. Ugh. And then depth chargers. And another vent. Or it could be, it's a vent of some sort. And, then ammunition boxes. And more of those weird horns for air. And I don't know what this is. In case any of you guys know what that is. It might be like an electronic, it's a device with a little motor on it for towing. Pretty cool. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the figures that they made for this boat in 1/35th scale, and we'll put them in place. Okay, the first one is the commander. And he's wearing this coat. It's called something called a pea coat or something like that. And it's got those neat little wooden buttons and those loops. Cool figure with a hood. Obviously, you know, the North Atlantic or you know, the waterway between France and England. It gets cold. So let's put him down into the boat here. And he's commanding. And figure number 2 is a really cool officer. And he's wearing kind of the same jacket that I'm wearing. It's hot as hell. And he's got a device here that's for like flashing. It's like a flashlight, I think, for signals, for signaling. So let's put him into place. I like to put him right up here. Like leaning over, like he's flashing down at whatever. Okay, next figure would be, oh, this is just a regular sailor, and he's driving. He's steering the torpedo boat. So let's put him right in there. So he's steering the boat. Now, we have this useless-looking machine gun, anti-aircraft gun, and that's what this very constipated-looking figure is for. And we'll drop him right in there. Where is he? Right in there. And then I did a little bit of custom work. There was this figure that was standing kind of doing nothing, so I kind of put like a little ammo box in his hands. It's probably not accurate. But you know what? Who cares about accuracy? Let's have fun. So that guy will be there, feeding him ammunition. And then we have a couple guys, kind of, this guy looks like he's going golfing or something, but he's just loading a board. I'm not quite sure what he's holding there in his harness. Or I think that could be his life jacket. But he looks like he's sort of getting aboard the boat. So we'll kind of like have him just standing there. Or maybe we'll have him standing here doing what? I don't know. Like breathing the air that comes out of the air conditioner. I don't know. And then finally, you have this figure. He looks like he should have like a sort of communication device in his hands, but he doesn't have anything in his hands. I guess they just made him as a doer kind of figure, and he does have his life jacket on. And so maybe he could be the kind of guy that's like there hanging out near the torpedoes. So there's the ship with all the guys. There's 7 figures in the set, and it fits the ship or the boat perfectly.
Ready to fire Torpedo 1. Look, Commander, straight ahead! Destroy them now! Igorus, damage report! Fire Torpedo 2!
So there we have it. The 1/35th scale Vosper torpedo boat by Italeri. And these are some 1/30 and 2 scale figures on there, but they have the 1/35th scale set, and it's awesome. Buy it. They're very much available, or get the Commando version. And that's it. On with the show. Nobody can say that I can't hold my breath for at least 3 minutes. Anyway, I hope you guys liked today's episode. Man, that was a lot of work. More sets and stuff than I wanted. But it was a lot of fun to make. Lots of new, I'm going to keep you guys posted with all the new cool releases coming up, including the Plastic General's very first release. The designs are going in the next 2 weeks. And I'll keep you guys posted on that. Mars is coming out with some releases. Lots of other new stuff coming up. Next episode is going to be Australians in Papua New Guinea against the Japanese. Ooh, those Australians. The Aussies. And what else? A big Toy Soldier show this Saturday in Toronto. It's the Michigan Toy Soldier Society. It's their annual show, and so I'm going to be there. I'm going to be filming. Hopefully some of the big plastic and metal wigs are there. What else? Don't forget to subscribe. And if you love the show, please support the show on whatever platform I have, Patreon, all that stuff. And then what else? That's it. Long live 132, World War II. My name is Christian Aldo. I'm the Plastic General. Till next time.
A soldier is the girl who adores a parade.